if I told you that spitting on an idol can be a capital crime of idolatry? What if I also told you that in a Torah-based society, if you throw a stone at a specific idol, you could be liable for the death penalty? And in this video, I will show you where the Torah draws the line. Now, we already know from this video that worshiping other gods by performing one of the 4 ritual worship services only reserved for God in the Holy Temple to an idol is a capital sin that makes one liable for death. There's also one other form that if done to another god makes one liable, and that form is worshiping another god in the unique way that its followers worship it. So for example, if people worship or serve an idol by lighting a candle in front of it, if you light a candle in front of it, you have transgressed a capital form of idolatry. But where is this derived? First, Deuteronomy 17 verses 2 to 5 prescribe death for worshiping other gods, but it doesn't specify what worship actually means. Exodus 22:19 shows that worship means those acts performed only in the Holy Temple. Exodus 33:14 shows that worship can also mean bowing. And there's one other verse that emphasizes a capital form of idolatry, and that verse is Deuteronomy 12 verse 30. Beware, lest you inquire about their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? And I will do likewise. We know that Deuteronomy 12 verse 30 is a capital sin because, number 1, Deuteronomy 17 prescribes death for worship, and then Deuteronomy 12 verse 30 specifies what this worship means, specifically worshiping other gods in the unique way of the nations. Now, Torah's novelty is that you can perform a seemingly degrading act to an idol, and if that degrading act is actually how people worship that idol, you could be liable for a capital sin of idolatry. Let's visit some extreme, but true, examples. People used to serve a god named Peor by defecating in front of it. To us, if one defecates in front of an idol, we would think one is degrading or dishonoring it. But because Peor was served by defecating in front of it, it is actually a capital sin for Gentiles to defecate in front of it. A similar case, people used to worship a god named Merculis by throwing stones at it. Thus, if you throw a stone at Marculis, you become liable for a capital sin of idolatry. Now, what if instead of throwing stones at Marculis, you defecate in front of it? Would that make you liable? It actually would not make you liable since Marculis is not served by defecating in front of it. Again, only if you perform the unique worship that the followers do to worship it. To recap, we find that worshiping an idol in the unique way that its followers worship it is punishable by death under Torah law because Deuteronomy 17 prescribes death for worship, and then Deuteronomy 12 verse 30 clarifies what this worship means, serving an idol in its unique manner. Now before we leave, I should note, it is forbidden for Gentiles to engage in any form of idol worship. We are just going over the specific cases that are the most egregious. In future videos, we will delve even more into detail. We are going to cover everything. So stay tuned for that. I appreciate all of your support. Thank you for watching.